Good morning. Welcome to our demonstration out of the Green Book. And before we start a reading lesson, I'd really like to get to know you. So if you'd introduce yourselves to me, I would appreciate it.
My name is Marissa.
Well, good morning, Marissa. How are you this morning?
Good.
Good. Do you like to learn to read? I'm glad to hear that.
My name is Diani.
Well, good morning, Deani. How are you this morning?
Good.
Good. Would you like to have a reading lesson? Do you like to read stories?
Yes.
I do too.
My name is Kaylee.
Well, good morning, Kaylee. How are you this morning?
Good.
Good. Would you like to have a reading lesson with us?
Yes.
Do you like to read? I'm glad to hear that.
My name is Arjun.
Arjun, it's very nice to meet you. Are you ready for a reading lesson?
Yeah.
Do you like to read?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing that you do at school?
Math.
Math. I like math too.
My name is Will.
Oh, good morning, Will. How are you this morning?
Good.
It's very nice to meet you. Are you ready for a reading lesson?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Now, before we read our sentences, let's warm up a little bit. Let's remember our controls. And isn't it nice that on page 40, we have a vowel chart that we can recall, and that will help put the sounds in our mind before we read our sentences. Is that a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say the chart. Let's put our finger under, and how would we say this control?
A with another vowel.
A with another vowel. All right, are you ready to begin? We're just going to say the control and the sounds all the way across. Are you ready? All right. A with another vowel says A. E with another vowel says E. I with another vowel says I. O with another vowel says O. U with another vowel says U. AY says A at the end. EY says E at the end. Let's move down to A alone. Are you ready? A alone says A. E alone says A. I alone says I. O alone says Ah. U alone says Ah. ALL says all. AL says all. All right. Let's read. Shall we read these words vertically or horizontally? Who can tell me the difference between vertical and horizontal? Will, do you know the difference?
Vertical is this way.
It's up and down, isn't it, in columns. And horizontal, Arjun?
Across.
Across in rows. Which way would you like to read these words? Kaylee, do you want to read them up and down or across?
Across.
Across. That means we'll read them horizontally in rows. Is that a good idea?
Yeah.
All right. The first word is all, tall, salt, always, call, wall, waltz, false, fall, hall, salty, chalk. Which of those words have something to do with food? Can you find anything that has to do with food? Will?
Salt.
Salt. Very good. Do you see anything that might have to do with school?
Chalk.
Chalk. Do we use chalk in school?
Mm-hmm.
What would you use chalk for?
A chalkboard?
A chalkboard. Do you think you might use it in art?
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Would there be more than one color of chalk?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
On the playground?
You could do it on a playground. Have you done sidewalk chalk? That's fun, isn't it? All right. Very good. Okay. Let's move to page 41, and we're going to read about, let's see. Marissa, would you tell me the title of this passage?
Kate's doll.
Very good. Kate's doll. Now, how do we know that the doll belongs to Kate, Marissa?
Because it has the S.
It has the S. And do you see right in front of the S, we say that's a tied-on S, don't we? And we use a tied-on S to show that the person owns it. Kate's doll. Does anybody have a doll around here? Do any of you have dolls? When you were younger, maybe? Dolls are fun to play with, aren't they? Do you think that Kate will enjoy her doll?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's see. And would you remind me of your name, please? It's all right.
What?
And what's your name again?
Diani.
Diani. Thank you. Diani, would you like to begin, please?
Kate is glad.
Very good. Now tell me what you've read.
Kate is glad.
Very nice. We could say Kate is glad. Couldn't we say that with me? Kate is glad. Good. Now, what does that sentence tell me?
Kate is happy.
It tells it, you can see that glad tells us maybe she's happy. And so I could be happy or sad, maybe anxious. And I'm talking about your mother has ever said to you, I'm glad you're in such a good mood. So would glad tell us about Kate's mood? Is that true? Yes? Okay. And is glad a good mood or a bad mood?
Good mood.
A good mood. Very good. Kaylee, would you read the next sentence, please?
She has a large doll.
Okay, now look at me and tell me what you read.
Kate has a large doll.
Right. Now, and we know it's Kate, but in this sentence, what word do we use? See here?
She.
She. Good. Will you tell me one more time what you read?
She has a large doll.
Very good. And let's say it together. She has a large doll. Do you notice that there's a little pause after the who, and then the doing word and whatever comes after it is read together. Let's say that all together. She has a large doll. Very good. Kaylee, what does it tell? What does that sentence tell?
She has a large doll.
Yes. Do you think that might tell us why she's glad? If it tells why she's glad, it gives us the... If you wanted to ask your mother a question and you said, why do I have to wear green today? And she would say starts with an R, the reason. Does it tell the reason?
Yes.
If it answers why, does it tell the reason?
Yes.
So could this perhaps tell us why she's glad?
Yes.
And if it tells us why she's glad, this is the reason for her what?
Why? Oh.
Do you remember what we said glad was? It was Kate's, Arjun, I think you said the word, Kate's mood, right? And so this is the reason for her mood. Now, do you think that little girls love big dolls?
Yeah.
What do you think, Marissa?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think, Kaylee, little girls love little dolls?
Yes.
Okay, so it doesn't have to be big. Do you think Kate is glad that her doll is large?
Yes.
Very good. All right, Arjun.
The doll can walk.
Now tell me what you've read.
The doll can walk.
Okay, very good. And what can the doll do?
It can walk.
Have you ever seen a doll walk?
No.
No? Has anybody seen a doll walk?
Yes.
No? Some dolls could take a few steps, couldn't they? Have you ever seen a doll that is a wind-up doll, and if you put it down, it might walk a few steps? Yes. Or do you think perhaps Kate can make her doll walk by moving her doll's legs? Either way, would we say the doll can walk
Yeah.
in real life? Probably not, but in Kate's imagination, for sure. All right. Arjun, what did your sentence tell us?
It told us what the doll could do.
That's right. It tells us what the doll can do, doesn't it? Okay. And instead of saying what the doll can do, could we say it tells us one thing the doll... Do you think it's the only thing the doll can do? Do you think Kate would love this doll if it could only do one thing? No. So could we say this is one thing the doll can do? All right. Very good. Will?
It can talk.
Now tell me what you read.
It can talk.
Very good. And what does your sentence tell?
It can.
It says it can talk. Now, Arjun read the sentence that we said it can walk. Is that right? And we said that told one thing Kate's doll could do. So what does your sentence tell us?
Another thing Kate's doll can do.
Another thing Kate's doll can do. Good. Have you ever heard of a doll that can talk? Yes? Right, Kaylee, have you? You don't have any dolls that can talk? No? All right. Okay. Very good. What do you think it could say? If you made a doll for a little girl, what words do you think?
Hello.
Hello would be a good one. How about mama? Why would that be a good one? Who would like that? Do you think Kate would like that? Because then she would feel like she was the mommy? Yes? All right, good. All right, let's see. You just read the last sentence, didn't you, Will? So we'll move on with Marissa.
When Kate wins.
It looks like I alone that says it, but does it make sense that Kate wins? So let's try. Do you remember IND says what? IND says IND. Let's try that.
Winds
Very nice.
it up. It can.
And what control do you see in that word? It's one that we practiced on the last page.
AL.
That's right. And what does AL say?
All.
All. Okay. Would you like to say it together? Okay. Wa, alts,
Walk.
waltz. Do you know what a waltz is? Does anybody know what a waltz is? No. So you did a terrific job of sounding out that word because it had the AL that said all, and it's a word that we're not terribly familiar with. Is that right? Okay. So let me tell you what a waltz is. A waltz is a kind of a dance. And it's a dance that you might have at a fancy ball. So if you dressed up and you wore your prettiest dress, and the prince wore his, has to be a prince, doesn't it? The prince wore his nicest suit, and then you would waltz in music that had 3 beats per measure. And that would be a fun thing to do. There's one waltz called the Blue Danube that's super fast, but I think you'd have to practice. What do you think? All right, good. Marissa, would you like to read your sentence one more time, and then you can tell me what you've read?
When Kate winds it up, it can waltz.
Very good. Now, can you tell me what you've read?
When Kate winds it up, it can waltz.
Very nice. You did that very nicely. Okay, so when can it waltz, Marissa?
When she winds it up.
When she winds it up. That's right. Now, Arjun told us one thing her doll could do, and then Will told us another. What do you think this sentence tells us?
That she can waltz.
That she can waltz. And how many things is that she can do?
3.
3 things she can do. So could we say this is the 3rd thing that Kate's doll can do? Okay, very good. All right. Go ahead.
She likes to play with it.
And tell me what you read.
She likes to play with it.
Very good. What does your sentence tell?
She likes to play with the doll.
That's right. And if you like something, what does that mean? If you like something, how do you feel about it?
Glad.
Glad about it. Glad is a good word. What else?
Good.
If you have a good feeling. So if you like something and you feel good about it, it tells of your, there's a nice word that we can use. It tells if you, does it say that she loves her doll? No, so we couldn't say this is her love for the doll, could we? But there's a nice word that we can say if you like something. Let's say perhaps, Arjun, you like broccoli, but you don't love broccoli. It's not chocolate cake, is it? So you could say, I love chocolate cake, but I'm fond of broccoli. Would that make sense? If you don't love it, all right? And so does she like her doll? Yes, she does. So could we say this is her fondness? Yes? Okay. Would you like to start with that? You could say the sentence tells us what? It tells us about Kate's
Doll.
But it doesn't just tell us about the doll. It tells us about Kate's fondness for what? What is she fond of?
The doll.
That's right. So we could say it's her fondness for her doll. Is that right? Very good. Do you think that you would like to play with a doll that can do all those things? Kaylee, what do you think? That would be fun if it could walk and it can talk and waltz. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Yes, it would be. All right. Let's see. Kaylee, will you read the next sentence, please?
Kate puts the doll to bed.
Okay, now tell me what you've read.
She puts the doll to bed.
That's right. Let's say it together. Kate puts the doll to bed. Let's all say it. Kate puts the doll to bed. Now, what does she do with the doll in the sentence?
Puts the doll to bed.
Yes. Now, do you think that this sentence is telling us that Kate's doll actually has a bedtime, and now Kate can't play with the doll? Does anybody have a little brother or a sister?
Yes.
Yes. Now, does your little brother or sister have an early bedtime? Are they ever in bed when you're not in bed?
Yes.
If they're in bed, do you get to play with them?
No.
No. So do you think that this is telling us that Kate can't play with her doll, or do you think this tells us the way she plays with the doll?
She can't play with her doll.
Do you think?
The way she plays with the doll.
Do you think she's pretending to be the mommy?
Yes.
Yes, and so she's putting her doll to bed. Can you see her putting her doll to bed? What expression do you think Kate has on her? You can even close your eyes if you need to. Let's see Kate putting her doll to bed. Is she fond of her doll? Yes, and she's pretending to be what?
The mom.
The mom. Okay, what expression do you think she might have on her face?
A happy one.
A happy one.
A smiley face.
That's right. Now, she puts her to bed, not in a crib. Is there a difference between a bed and a crib?
Yes.
What's the difference?
Baby sleep in a crib, and kids like in my age sleep in a bed.
And what's the difference between the bed and the crib?
The crib has things around it so you can't get out.
That's right. Right. It has bars usually so that the baby can't get out. Now, how about a cradle? Have you heard of the word cradle before? That's right. And what could you do if the baby was in the cradle? You could rock her. That's right. So the difference between a bed and a cradle, do you think you can rock a bed?
No.
No, but you could rock a cradle. So is Kate's doll in a bed or a cradle?
Cradle.
In a cradle. All right. Very good. Arjun.
She puts it in a blue cradle.
Okay. Now tell me what you've read.
She puts it in a blue cradle.
And now could you do that without your hand in front of your mouth for me, please?
She puts the doll in the cradle.
Okay. Now let's look at the sentence again. Okay. And what does it say? She
Puts it in a blue cradle.
That's right. She puts it in a blue cradle. Can you say it like that? She puts it in a blue cradle. Very good. Now, what does your sentence tell me?
It tells what color the cradle was.
That's true. It does tell you the color of the cradle, doesn't it? Now, is the doll in a bed now or in a cradle?
Cradle.
In a cradle. So what does that tell us that Kate can do?
Rock the
She can
baby.
rock the cradle. And she's rocking the cradle. What do you think she's pretending?
For her doll to go to
For
sleep.
her doll to go to sleep. That's right. Okay, Will.
Okay. She sits and rocks the doll.
Okay, good. And would you look at me and tell me what you've read?
She sits and rocks the doll.
Very good. And what did your sentence tell us?
She sits
Mm-hmm.
and rocks the doll.
The doll. That's right. And so what does this tell us about what Kate is doing? Do you remember what we said? Kate is,
Rocking.
when she put the doll to bed, we said she's
Rock.
playing with the doll. Is that right? So what does sits and rocks tell us about?
She's sitting and rocking the doll so it goes to sleep.
All right. So is this another way she plays with the doll? Yes, it is. And why do you think that she's sitting and rocking the doll?
Because babies like the motion of this.
They do like the motion before they go to sleep, don't they? All right. Marissa, the last sentence, please.
She sings the doll to sleep.
Very good. And tell me what you've read.
She sings the doll to sleep.
That's right. Let's all say that together. She sings the doll
doll
to
to
sleep. Good. And what does your sentence tell?
That she sings to the doll and pretending that she's putting her to sleep.
That's right. And is Kate doing it for real or is she playing?
Playing.
So would this be another way she plays?
Yes.
Good. And now, do you think she would sing a loud song or a quiet song?
Quiet.
Why a quiet song?
Because she doesn't want to wake it up if
You wouldn't
it
want
falls
to.
asleep.
That's right. And we have a special word for quiet songs that moms and dads sing to their children when they're trying to get them to sleep. Do you know what that might be? It's called a lullaby. Can you say that with me? A lullaby. Have you ever heard that word before?
Yeah.
Yes? A lullaby is a song that you would sing when?
Putting a baby to sleep.
When you're putting a baby to sleep. So if you're driving in a car, would you sing a lullaby to the driver?
No.
No. If you had your little brother and he was tired, might you sing a lullaby to him?
Yes.
Yes, you might sing a lullaby to him. Very good. So how many ways can we find that Kate plays with the doll? What does she do first? She
Kate has a large doll.
That's true, and that tells us about the doll, but does it tell us the way she plays with the doll?
She
No.
plays with the doll by putting her in the cradle and rocking the cradle.
Putting it in the cradle, that was the second way she played with the doll. What was the first way? Just before that, before she put it in the cradle, it said Kate puts the doll.
In the cradle.
Let's look at the first sentence in the second paragraph here. Let's read that sentence together. Kate puts the doll to bed. So it's the first way she plays with it.
She puts the dog to bed.
All right, and the second way she plays with it?
She puts it in the
Well, but first she has to put the doll where?
In the cradle.
In the cradle, and then
She rocks the doll to sleep.
she rocks the doll to sleep, and finally
She sings the doll
she
to sleep.
sings a lullaby, doesn't she? There's 4 ways that she can play with the doll. Now, another thing that we found out were the things that the doll can do. What are the things that the doll can do?
It can walk.
It can walk. Marissa, what else could it do?
It can waltz.
Very good. Great job using that word. And one more thing it can do. It can waltz, it can walk, and will.
It can talk.
It can talk. Very good. All right, now let's do this. Let's close our books, and we're going to recall our sentences. All right? And let's see, who read the first sentence? Did you read the first sentence? Yes? Okay, do you remember that sentence? You know what it said? Kate is...
Glad.
Very good. So say your sentence.
Kate is glad.
Do you remember your sentence?
Kate has a large doll.
Very nice. Arjun?
It can walk.
The doll can walk. Very good.
It can't talk.
It can talk. Remember your sentence started with when.
When she winds it up, it can waltz.
Very nice. She likes to what?
To play with the doll.
Very nice. Good. Your sentence, next sentence told us how she plays with it. Kate.
She
Do you remember? Kate puts.
puts the doll to bed.
Very good.
She puts it in a blue cradle.
She sits and rocks the cradle. She sings the doll to sleep.
Very good. Let's see if we can recall all the sentences together, shall we? Are you ready? Kate is glad. She has a large doll. The doll can walk. So we say the doll can walk. It
Can
can talk. When Kate winds it up, it can waltz. What does she do? She likes to play with it. Then Kate puts, remember, Kate puts the doll to bed. Remember, Arjun? She puts it in the blue cradle. She sits and rocks the doll.
She sings the doll to sleep.
She sings the doll to sleep. Fantastic. Nicely done. All right, well, you can leave your books here. And the thing I'd like you to do is to stand up, and you can follow Will, and you can come thank me for the lesson.